Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video, and it is time to take out the new collab Megumin from Konosuba and test her out in a number of different scenarios. So, with that in mind, this could be a long video, so I will make sure to put timestamps for the different stages that we take her in, because she does fit in many places, because she's a very generic use unit, while also being a competent DPS. You could liken her to Water Shuna, because her abilities are about the same, but in reality, I would actually peg her more along the lines of a comparison to Dark Milim, because Dark Milim was a special converter, was the alt buffer, and was also the DPS for the Dark meta when it came out. And so, what does this Megumin? She is a converter, she's an alt buffer, and she's got her own personal buff, which makes her the DPS of this team. So she does look like a few different units, which is not a bad thing, because I still use Dark Milim a lot. I still use Water Shuna a lot. So we will probably use Megumin a lot in the future. So she's on the adventure category, she uses a hammer, she's fire. She does have a higher base multiplier alt at 510%, because Guy caps out at 510, and you could still get another 20% on this if you get her to 120. She's got an 80% alt damage buff, and then a 25% personal magic attack buff, and then changes 2 oranges and 1 green into 3 blues. And then her actual trait gives you protection gauge every 2 turns. So, very quick overview, because we've already done a pretty detailed one about that. So let's just jump right into the actual showcase. Alright, so the first thing I wanted to show you guys is that her ult is a little bit interesting. So we do a 510% single target fire ult, but then at the end of the turn, when the ult is used, gains the magic depleted effect for 1 turn. And what this means is that when you ult, she's going to be passed out on the ground, and you could do almost nothing with her. You can swap her out, but I'm going to show you I'm going to show you the problem with that right now. So we're going to send this ult. She's going to get into that form. We'll watch the ult because it's the first time watching it, and it's just her doing explosion. It's really good, and I do like the fact that they did kind of add that funny little nerf in, because it's just very true to form for her character. But as soon as this is over, she falls over, she's dead, and then she's also dead here. She's not actually dead, so she can still take damage, obviously, from that attack. She can still be attacked, and you can still swap her out. Like, you can do this. However, you cannot use any skills, and any orbs you try and do won't actually do anything. But if we had a whole hand of Megumin, we could still gain, alt gauge right here. We would still gain everything else. It's just you cannot do anything for 1 turn. But this is a purple debuff, right? Purple debuffs stay with you when you go in the back line. So, if we were to swap Megumin out right now, like this, we can take her out of harm's way, and everything is hunky-dory, until I want to bring her back in on the next turn. So we've protected her, she's not here, she's not going to take any damage, she's not going to get ulted while she's down, but we're going to go into the turn 6, and then we're going to see that she is still dead on the ground, right? Because that purple debuff has to last for 1 full turn of it being active. So that is kind of a funny little, quirk right there. You can put her in the back, but you're just going to delay the amount of time that she's going to be down for another turn. So just remember to keep that in mind when you are using Megumin. Generally, this is a stacking team, right? So you're only going to nuke with her at the very end of the fight, where it doesn't matter anyways. So, like, turn 8 in Jubilee's coming up, and you nuke with a fully buffed out Megumin, and then she's dead on the ground, but then the battle's over. So it doesn't really matter there. Maybe it matters if you're going for a try-hard strat, you nuke with her like super early, and then she's down for a turn, but at least she can still gain more alt gauge while she's down. You just can't orb change with her, which is kind of important, because she's, built for that and the alt buff. So, something interesting to keep in mind, but let's move on to an actual, gameplay video of her. I just wanted to point this out to everybody and give everyone an example. Alright, so for the first real battle, we're going to use this team setup in the Inferno 1 stage of the current Beatdown battle. We've got Rimuru, we've got Trainee for orb changing, and the alt gauge increase that we can give to Megumin, because she is very obviously the highest attack stat on the team. Milim is here for that generic 45% attack and also orb stealing. You are here, Albus is here for the pierce and pierce resistance down and her orb changing. Megumin is obviously here for Megumin. And then Shizu is also on the Adventurer Force, will also give that massive 50% fire attack and a little bit of pierce power because with, we're going to have pierce active because of Albus. So she's doing double duty here. So, and I also haven't beat Inferno 1, so this will be a first time clear of it as well. It shouldn't be difficult because it's, we got a good team. Okay, it sounded like someone opened my door. Alright. But Megumin will be a fantastic unit, and Beatdown Battle is built for her turn 1 orb change. So, sadly, you can't really use anybody else. You can get away with using like Trainee or Sokka or Frey for like the double convert, but you're going to be missing an orange there. And then Guy will also only do 2 of these orbs because he's doing 2 greens and 1 orange. So it's built for Megumin. Shock, surprise, what do you know? The main unit on the banner. So turn 1, we'll do this. Trainee is going to give us extra ult or protection gauge for the first 3 turns, and then Megumin will give it to us on turn 2. So that will ensure that once this turn is over, we're going to have 2 full gauges of Rimuru right there, and that's looking real nice. So she does on a 200% orb right here, 23,000 damage. It's pretty good. Okay, that is a hand right there, but we can pretty much get out of this because of Milim. So using Rimuru here, he's going to buff our ult damage by 20% every single time, which is nice because he doesn't have to be, you don't have to have Megumin up front for that. You can put her in the back once you have an ult, and you can still benefit from those 20% stacks, which is really nice. I really like that about Rimuru. I really like that about Diablo. It is sometimes kind of restrictive for, like, Protector Shuna or Protector Milim, where you have to have the DPS up front for those stacks, and sometimes that can ruin your full, like, 6 orb send, which is not what you want. But let's go ahead and use it again. I think I have to turn it off, actually. Yeah, I had to turn it off. Alright, we'll do that real fast. Only 1 Megumin orb. Kind of unfortunate. Turn that back. Alright, and then we'll bring Milim in for Trainee. And then we can steal 3 of those, and then use Albus to change that other green. And then we'll bring Shizu in, and we'll be looking pretty good right here. Alright, so Shizu is also going to get that extra damage buff because she is on the Adventurer Force. So 3,200 with Guard, and then Megumin does 10,000 with Guard. Okay. We can still make that work because we can just do everything. So we can use Megumin and then Albus again. Yeah. We can do that. And then we will still have enough points to use Trainee to force Megumin's ult faster. So we'll take Albus out. And then we will do... Oh, we can't, because that's locked still. That is unfortunate, that he seals the attack skills again. So, oh well. Let's see. So, Trainee. Cool beanos. I just want to get to the nuke, so I might skip ahead for this until we hit the nuke where she's full power. Okay, so we've gotten to the nuke turn, finally. We had to reset because we just got a really unlucky hands that first run. But we have the EX ult with Megumin. We're going to have the one more stack of Rimuru plus a fire attack charm that's maxed out. So we'll do that. And then we will use the fire buff and the pierce buff from Fire Shizu. And then we'll bring in Milim and Albus. So Milim in for Trainee. The 45% attack buff right here. And then we will bring Albus in for the Pierce, which will then help us activate the Pierce power. And then the ult buff and the magic buff. So we're going to do a lot of damage here. A lot of damage on turn 8. Let's see how much her nerfed normal orbs do. Do we have enough to actually change anything? Oh, we do. Alright, let's use that. So let's use 1 normal orb for Megumin, one nerfed orb, and then we'll send the ult. And we will turn this back on. I think, because this will be the actual ult that actually matters. So 1565k, and then Megumin is going to do, I think on the stream we did this exact setup, and it did about 1.6 million, which is pretty good. Which is pretty good. I didn't check how many stacks of Rimuru we had, but 1.5. Yeah, so we're on a higher difficulty now. And now she's down for the count for one turn, but again, it doesn't matter because he's dead. So that's the ideal scenario you'll want to use Megumin in, where the ult just kills and you don't have to worry about her being dead on the ground for a turn. But obviously very, very powerful, very, very reliable in her orb changing and her ult buffing. So now that we know that she can work on her own team, shock surprise, let's put her into a support role on some other teams and see how well she does. Alright, the next team we're going to showcase her in is the Fount of Wisdom team, because it is another generic stacking team, and while she is a little bit redundant because we do have 3 orb changers on this team already, and technically Hinata already has her 40% ult buff, it will just help us do extra damage. We're gonna bring Dark Valentine as well for the extra, hopefully 80% ult damage, so technically it'd be 160% on Hinata's ult, plus the resistance down, plus the pierce, plus the physical buff, plus the attack buff, plus plus everything else. So this should work fairly well. Alright, so starting out, we do have a good Hinata orb change here. So, and we have Valentine is going to give us extra protection gauge. Megumin is going to give us extra protection gauge. So we will have 2 full stacks of Diablo on turn 2, which will be quite nice. So, not that one. We'll use this one. I mean, technically we could have used Megumin's, but oh well. So, let's do this. And then I guess we didn't need her up front because we're just going to overflow with protection gauge now, but oh well. Alright, but I think that actually worked out fairly well. Oh yeah, it did. Alright, so let's use 2 stacks of Diablo. We can use Megumin's orb change here and kind of just run with it, and then we can use a stack of Valentine, and we'll be off to the races. Okay, so Megumin, Valentine, we'll get a little bit of a heal from Val's skill. Not a lot, but, you know, something is better than nothing. We'll get Rimuru in here for Megumin just to take her out of the line of fire, because we are taking a fire unit into one of the hardest water bosses in the game, if not the hardest. But, you know, she's here for support. She's not going to be on the front line a lot. She's going to be here for orb changing, and then she's going to be back for the final turn, and otherwise we're going to keep other people here. Okay. I'm going to really need you to not give me a lot of greens. What can we... I mean, we can get out of this, right? We can use Rimuru, we can use Albus, we can use Hinata. So 1, 2, 3, and we'll still have enough. So there's now 2 stacks of Valentine's ult, 2 more to go. And we'll get her out of here now, because she doesn't need to be up front. And then Albus can come in with her final orb change. Alright, please stop giving me green orbs. Unfortunately, I don't have Trainee to give Hinata extra ult gauge. Yes, Cat, I hear you. Alright, okay, well that's something right there. Ow, that really hurt. This is not going to go to Hinata, because she now has lower... Alright. It's going to go to Albus, isn't it? Yeah, it is going to go to Albus. I should swap those supports around. How much attack do you have right now? 10-5. 13-7. Okay. Alright. Well, we could do this, and then we can use Megumin again, and we'll be all hunky-dory. So, let's get Rimuru out of here. Yeah. Do this, and then we still have enough points to use 1 more stack of Dark Valentine. So that'll be nice. So that'll be the 3rd. Got 1 more to do after this, but we're not going to get maximum points here because we can only send 5 blues. Alright. It's only turn 4, though, so we still have a few turns to go. This might hurt a bit. Okay. Not as much as I thought it would. Alright, another stack of Diablo, another Megumin orb change. Looks real nice right here. So I think... No, we don't have enough to use all of it, do we? Oh, we do! Oh, we do! You know what? I think we're just gonna do this. Hold on. Let's do this, and then let's just send Hinata away for this turn. So we can have a full hand. Yeah, I like this a lot more right here. This will give us a lot of points back. Take Megumin. We'll leave her up front. I might regret that decision, but we'll see what happens. Albus has an ult now as well. Okay, 146, 5,900 damage. Alright. Please don't just focus on her. Please don't. Don't do it. Don't do it. Alright, good man. Okay. So... we can then... Oh. Okay, well, we kind of need a bit more ult gauge on her. So I guess we'll take her out for Albus? Yeah, so we'll do this. And then what can we do? What's the next orb coming in? Another green. Of course it is. She has no other orbs here. Let's get her out of here. I'm just gonna send these greens. I just want them gone. Please go away. Don't give me any more greens. You gave me more greens. Oh, okay. Valentine needs to go. Valentine needs to go now. So, actually that works out fairly well. You can go away. Alright. Turn 8. Let's see, Albus. No, I don't want to bring Albus in because I just want to use this orb change right here. And then that should give me everything that I need. Right? No, I'm 10 points shy. We're going to have to push one more turn. We're going to have to push to turn 9. That's... That's unfortunate. That was targeted. Did he crit pierce her? Is that what happened? Plus weak point? Alright, we'll be back. I don't want to keep talking over this again. Alright, so Fount of Wisdom, maybe not the best team to bring her on because you don't really feel it until you feel it, where Diablo's only stacking by 30 really kind of puts you at a disadvantage for trying to use a bunch of big-time skills. Like, we had to go another turn, and we actually ended up having Valentine die because we had to get one more stack of Diablo, and we had to get 320 points, of which, yeah, we're at 328. So, maybe not the best application of Megumin type disadvantage. The Protector doesn't stack as well as others do, but we are here. We do have an EX ult, and we are able to nuke. We've gotten all stacks of Valentine before she died, so that's good. So our ult is already buffed by 80% right there, and now we're going to do everything else in our power to get that higher. So there's an 80%. On top of that, so 160% ult damage. We'll take Megumin out, and then we'll use these 3 skills. So Hinata, again, is giving herself a 40% ult damage, but it's going to be overshadowed. So we can take a look. 80, 80, and then the 40 doesn't matter, because it's for one turn. The 80% for Megumin is for one turn, so that takes precedence. But this should mean that we'll hit very hard, and we're going to wipe this Rimuru off the face of this planet. And also we got a natural hand of oranges, so that's cool. It doesn't matter though. Hinata. We're going to watch it, because I don't actually use Hinata that much. So that's kind of why I wanted to use this team more than anything, because I don't really use Hinata. We use Rimuru and Albus quite a bit. We don't really use Hinata. So stabby stab. And 2.2 million damage is, I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So Megumin definitely contributed here with the extra 80% ult damage with the orb changing that we used multiple times. So she can fit. Not the best fit on this team, but she can work. So let's move on to a different team now. Alright, I think this will be the last true gameplay segment of the video. We're going to go into the Light 3.0 Tempered Edge, Protector Shuna, Raphael. We're swapping, what would normally be Water Shuna for Megumin, who can actually help us a little bit more than you would think, because the turn 1 for this stage is built for Special Convert, and we can use Megumin's Orb Change for that full 6 Orb Send turn 1. So we'll definitely get a lot of use out of that. And then we've got Milim for the attack and the orb stealing. We've got Fire Milim to seal the crit resistance of this Veldora. Raphael is going to nuke. And then Lumi has that orb change for greens, the light buff, the ability to nerf his seal resistance, and then Megumin will give us that sweet 80% ult damage and be another converter. So, I mean, theoretically this team should run pretty well, but let's see how well it does. Alright, so turn 1 we're going to swap out Milim for Megumin and Milim for Lumi, and then we can use Megumin's orb change. Technically it's a little bit overkill, it does cost a little bit extra, but it does get us that full turn 1 right here. And then we'll just send this, and this. Pop, 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 pop. We Megumin with her trait alongside Violet's trait, they're both turn 2 protection gauge, so we will get a double stack of Shuna on turn 2, which will be real nice. That is a butt ton of greens that I can't do really anything with. Hold on. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, but I think we're just going to have to deal with it. So we'll just send all these greens and pray we get a better hand. We could bring in Milim for like the Megumin orbs, but we would still have this and the Megumin would be gone, and we wouldn't have enough points anyway to use her, so oh well. That's the luck of the draw. Bunch of Megumin. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, 82 points now, so now we could use Megumin and something else if we wanted to. Okay, that works out. I mean, technically it does, right? So let's use Megumin again. And this will almost get Val's ult, which is really not what I'm looking for. I guess we'll just have to send one early and then try and get another one for her later on, because this Veldora has way too much health. He's like 1.6 million or something. We're going to need probably 2 ults in order to actually kill him. But, hey, we're still pretty early in the fight. Turn 3. And we're getting good stacks. We need to get up to 380 points to be able to use everything that we want to. So let's do 2 more stacks here. And then I kind of don't want her to have an ult. So what should I do here? I think what we do is we bring this Milim in for Lumi, steal that orange, and then use Megumin again. Yeah, I think, that's what we're going to do here. This will get Megumin's ult. Actually, I don't know if I want that either. You know what? No, we're going to hold on to that. We're going to do this instead. We're going to bring Fire Milim in. She's not going to do crap for damage, but it's whatever. We just need more Raphael orbs, please. More Raphael orbs. 18-7 with the Pierce. Okay. What is this? I mean, it's something that works out, so we can steal again. Alright, and then we can take Milim out for Megumin. And then use her orb change again. And then we can swap both of them out, or Megumin out for Lumi, and we can probably get both of their ults on this turn. So that actually worked out fairly well. And we'll have another double stack of Shuna, or another stack of Shuna plus some next turn. And we're on turn 5. So we just need to get 2 more stacks of Shuna to get us to that 380 point cap, and then we'll be looking pretty good. Okay. 10,600 damage right there. Alright, yep, we got 2 ults for them. We got another stack. So we just need a little bit extra. just a little bit more before we can full-on nuke. Okay, so what do we do here? Raphael can go away. Ooh, that works out, actually. Hold on. That worked out very, very well. Megumin, show me your power! Actually getting a lot of use out of here. Alright, so there, we got double stack of Shuna, 340 points, so we're gonna look pretty good. We're gonna look pretty good. So Raphael can come in for Milim. Lumi can come in for Fire Milim since she doesn't have any orbs. Use 2 stacks here. I think these 3 blues will get us to 380 because we're only 40 points shy. Yeah. So I think we'll hold on to this other stack because I've got the crit damage charm on Shuna, so I want to hold that. So we'll just send these 3 blues. Yeah, and we are capped out. So yeah, this will work out very, very well. Alright. Cool. We've got everything that we need to nuke this boy into the ground. So let's use Megumin's ult buff, 80%, 25% magic buff, doesn't matter at all. We'll bring Fire Milim in, and then we'll give both of these guys crits while sealing his crit resistance. Still a very useful skill, one of only 2 characters that can do it. And sometimes it does come in pretty clutch. And then we'll bring in Milim, and then we'll use the Lumi buff first to ensure that we can stun. And then we'll use everything else, and we are down to 0 points. So there we go. Stun evasion rate down, stun, ult resistance down, plus the pierce, plus the attack buff, plus the light resistance down, plus another stack of Shuna, plus the 8% crit damage that we're going to get now. So, let's see how much damage we do here. Raphael's normals, then the Lumi ult, and then the Raphael ult. 113k, 123k right there. 932 from Lumi, and 1.4 million from Raphael. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, had we brought Shuna, we would have done just a smidge less because we'd only be getting that 10% on the ult damage. But we used Megumin a lot here, and we got, you know, a lot of hands where only her orb change was necessary. So I would call that a pretty good indication of where you could use her and how much extra support she can give. Yes, there are other units that can do what she does. So if you have Water Shuna, do you need Megumin? Not really, if all you're using her is for support. But as far as a DPS unit, there's not a fire magic DPS. Like you have what? OG Fire Benimaru, and then we never got anyone else really, because I don't count Gobta as a fire DPS. And then there's Violet and Velzard who are physical. So those are really your only options. So she does, you know, double duty as a very, very good generic support on a whole bunch of stacking teams, of which we're going to continue to get a lot of those. And then on her own as a single target DPS, as you can see. Her team isn't fully built yet, right? We're still missing Cosma and Aqua. So that 1.6 million damage that we did earlier on, that's probably only going to go higher, right? They're probably going to be, you know, like units that really, really help out this team and really help her do a lot of damage. And even if it's not, like 1.6, that's a lot. That's a lot of damage right there. So that's going to be it for the showcase. Let me know what you guys think of Megumin. Do you think that she's really like a general purpose use god? Or are you underwhelmed because she is just like every other alt buffer now? Which I can see an argument for. So let me know what you guys think, but that's it from me. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.